Good afternoon, Philippines, and of course, this is the University Alliance Cup Season 2 presented by the ASUS Republic of Gamers. My name is OSX, and with me is Infinity, and we'll be giving you the action for the next set of matches today.
Yeah, I'm so excited. All sex.
Yes.
FIT, iTamaraws has been a dominant of a team in the past week, right? They've accumulated 4 points at the moment, and MGS Gaia has won one game, and they have an opportunity to make an upset onto iTamaraws in this specific game. It's a matter on who will be on top, who gets the better composition, and who gets the early lead.
Correct. And as we see the most dominant stats of the previous game and the series of group stages right here in the ROG UAC, you can see our versus or teams going to be matched up for this afternoon is the Mapua University versus the Far Eastern University Institute of Tech. This is MGS Gaia and iTamaraws once again to head on to the battlefield of our best of two. This time you're gonna be seeing another comeback, another points to climb in because they need to make it through the playoffs. The feeling. You need to get that in the power. You need to get the power play to get more of the feel on how to get in to take that campus torch and raise it up high in UAC season 2.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Those objectives are going to be very important for these two teams right now, specifically onto this game. I think iTamaraws has did a lot of job. It did a great job when it comes to taking those objectives, specifically onto Rift Heralds and Dragons. Even having 2 points onto the Dragon, aside from MGS Gaia having 0.75. So I think we've talked about earlier from the past series wherein
Yes.
dragons are going to be very important. Even though you have a massive lead, but
Mm-hmm.
you have no dragons while the enemy team has four, it doesn't really matter because you are gonna fall down a bit when the enemy team has the Infernal Dragon that could give you 6% damage bonus, the Ocean Drake that could give you like 8% Omnivamp, then the Cloud Dragon movement speed, then shield for Mountain Drake, and that's something that you should not belittle, especially when it comes to the late game wherein lock items are already occurring.
Correct. You need to have those summoning of all the drakes, you know what I mean? If you have all of them and you have been taking those objectives seriously, you need to get in a different way to take your teammates to a different level. It's all about having damages. You need to have that higher point of the damages you can deal in the opposing squad. So it's all about making that items work and as well as the plays that you can counter along our drafting pick. So welcome. So this time around, for the first two bands of iTamaraws, we have Brom and Diana. Means this is a nerfed champ right now in Wild Rift Infinity.
Yeah. The champions that could show up. We have the bands coming in. Brom, Diana being respected from FIT against MGS Gaia, Gragas and Camille now being hovered as well. Now with this actually locked in, I think not Camille, but Akali has the potential to come up. Kaisa can come up as well. Ajana can be a priority. Ziggs is also not yet banned out. So I think this could be some of the priorities right now for the first few picks for these two teams. And I'm really expecting a lot of things. And yes, Ziggs to be hovered in right through from FIT.
Correct. And for the priority bands of iTamaraws, they may be trying to have a lesser control of these champions that can give a lot of damage in terms of the phases of the game. As Diana being nerfed, it changes everything. It may have a different position or it may have a different chance of taking her attributes to a different or a smaller scale. But having it on the game really has a different feel and has a different look on how to execute it. But from the other side, Gragas and Camille, they don't want someone to destroy the set. They don't want someone to have an aggressive way of taking the responses seriously by using her hooks and his roam probability. So for the first three picks of iTamaraws, we have Ziggs, Corky, and Fiora. Mostly, these guys are trying to prioritize the burst and as well as the control of their composition.
Yeah, definitely. I think the control is going to be very important. Having the control means you have the advantage going to the 5v5,
Mm-hmm.
and you can actually state what happens in that type of team fight. But interestingly enough, Gragas was banned out but was picked
Mm-hmm.
up by the side of iTamaraws, and I don't know if that was just something that was a
Mm.
mistake, but Nevertheless, I think having the Wukong, having the Annie for the side of MGS Gaia
Mm.
has a lot of potential to go for the synergy. Wukong comes in with a Cyclone, knows for the knockup. Annie can just dash in with a Proto Build, Timber Summon, goes for the Fat Man Stun. I think there's a lot of potential to it. And MGS Gaia went in for the Wombo combo type of team fight composition for this game. Number one, when Tamaraws went in for the balance, wherein you have pokes, you have diver champions, and you have sort of the disengagers in the form of Janna as well.
Correct. They're going for the classic composition of you have the knock up, the bounce, the pushback, and of course the concussive blows coming in from Braum. Having Kaiza back again in the field, this is more of a crowd control composition in the side of MGS Gaia, where they can take on the possible burst damages that can come from Itamaraw. So we might be seeing some sort of a glitch in our banning, I guess. But as Infinity said, we might be seeing some different kinds of plays as they try to compose these types of champions in a proper position for this first game. Best of two, but it's still going to be a challenge for these squads to take their points higher in the playoffs.
Definitely. And Brom as well actually showed up for MGS guys. So I don't know what's currently happening, but I'm actually very excited on what's gonna happen next. Like a wombo combo, how's it gonna turn out? Because the problem with the wombo combo type of composition
Mm-hmm.
is the early game doesn't really come up in a very good way for your team. In the mid game, late game, it doesn't really matter at all, especially when you have Braum very strong early. That could be in terms of the synergy on what they have when it comes to the Wombo combo. As I've stated, if the early game is not gonna be the key here for MGS Gaia, I don't know what's next because iTamaraws has a lot of scaling champions. Yato, Ziggs, when you have Ludens Echo, when you have Rabadon's that cap, the damage is overwhelming. You have Zainier with the Corki, level 5, 24's power spike, put him in Infinity Edge. That is also going to be in addition to how much damage he can provide and really contribute to the team when it comes to the 5v5 team fight. So I think early game will be the name of the game for game number 1 between these two teams.
Let's hit it FITI Tamaraws and MU MGS Gaia because we are starting the heat this time in our first game. And this is brought to you by Logitech G. If you're looking to supercharge your gaming setup, you can keep playing. Check out Logitech's amazing gaming gear at logitech.acadarena.com or just type exclamation point Logitech to get that discount in Logitech G products. So let's get the game in the most heated possible way. Let's get it on FIT and MU for this first game.
Definitely. So I think MGS Gaia 1-1-2-1. I like how they're going to be creative when it comes
Oh,
to
yes.
how they want to play it out. I think they want to prioritize onto the risk cutter, prioritize onto the response as well. That is the reason why for the lane swap and adding into the bottom lane, I think has a lot of potential as well. It's a melee champion again, sort of a melee champion as well, because Corki has short range. So at that point in time, I think they're really on par when it comes to matching it up against each other. It's just having that 1-1-2-1 gets you the lead on having information, having the quick responses, and access onto all lanes, everything into the map. If iTamaraws went in for the aggressive into enemy jungle, MJ's got 100 spawn quickly, with Kaiser and Braum going for the 3-man roam. And similarly, if FIT Tamaraws went in for the bottom lane, MJ's got 100 play. So I think this is the reason why they want to go 1-1. And 2 minutes in, no kills will be done yet. They want to play it safe, they want to go with gold, they want to earn money. As I think Corki going for the tier of Goddess is building onto a Manamune.
Probably the best prioritized item right now for Senior to take those skills into a full potential with the use of mana. So you know how draining it is to keep on using those hits. But if you have some sort of enemies like Annie, Akali, and of course Wukong, you need to have this composition and mindset that you need to stay in the fight, and you also need to initiate some sort of play when it comes to ganking or even ambushes that can come from the jungle.
Definitely. So, I think we could expect a big thing to happen in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. The matchup we're in level 5s are already happening because you could just go in for Cyclone for MGS Gaia, get the secure kill, and as I've stated a while ago, they could go for the Wombo combo. And having the Wombo combo present and available, they're depending on their ultimates. And 3 minutes and 30 seconds will be the best time to really just go ham, go all in against the enemy team to really go big when it comes to the matchup. With 30 seconds remaining, they could jump in and get the Ocean Drake readily available for this. And a 5v5 favorable for MGS Gaia because of the wombo combo setup.
I love seeing this potential of having that wombo combo work, as Infinity said. You know what? It's all about getting those set of heaps of knockups in the side of MGS Gaia. They need to get their points in order to get this countered FIT's burst, probably burst composition. They need to slow it down, or they need to have a slower and steady farming that they can get. But right now, as you've mentioned, we need to take this Drake out in the open. MGS is going to take this open, no contest. There's Tornado, but you have a follow-up needed to take this for the safety. You have the Smite ready, but as they wait to see this, we still have those Hexplosive bombs just taking to the spam Yato. Nobody's engaging, but taking this, MGS guy freely takes the Ocean Drake, Infinity.
With Ocean Drake now secured by MGS Gaia, they have a lot of potential to scale out into the late game. But you know what? iTamaraws is looking for another thing. They're going for top lane to try and get the secured tower first blood. The tower first blood gives you more gold than you actually would expect it to be. And that is where MGS Gaia will now fall down. 2k gold lead already for iTamaraws to just go for them trade-offs. You know what? Get the Ocean Drake. We're gonna get the tower for his blood.
Oh, you're seeing the items being built by Eleazar. He's focused on taking that Ludens as a priority, and as well as Zenith taking that Leandra's Torment. Most, they need to have it in a farther magic damage, and as well, you have Wukong prioritizing the Yomus. And this time, I think they're trying to focus in Vox to take in for the farming, as well as taking that priority, which is maybe the IE, or probably he would go for a critical or attack damage item to take his effectivity with his Icathian or maybe his passive, with second skin that is totally beneficial in terms of having the backlines fight if ever she gets flanked down.
Yeah, and just the purpose of building this for Kaisa, it's a matter of upgrading your Arcadian Raid. The BF Sword, the Executioner's Calling, and the Longsword gives you 70 attack damage, which is a requirement for the first skill to be upgraded. Put in a Vampiric Scepter, you know what? He is building onto the BRK, as you stated. I think that will be very beneficial to deal percentage damage in addition to the attack bonus, attack speed bonus that it will provide for him. Then after that, he goes for a curveball, supercharge upgraded as well. So I think that is the current build that Bok is planning to go onto, as the Rift Herald is now going to be available. It's going to be the 4-1 setup from MGS Gaia, as iTamaraws does the same way, but MGS goes for the initial setup onto the Rift Herald.
Oh, they're throwing it in, and the Scout is right to wait and see. That's the knockup. That's Orphic trying to get it for a slow. Scattered in, moment, and now you're taking for the Drake. No, no, no. That's the effect of the Ocean Drake, making through the damage, taking the Rift Herald. Now you take it and see, and after the knockup of the Glacial Fissure, Orphic goes in back for safety, but his explosive cast made it through the challenges while taking down some kills out of the way.
One more hit, and it's not gonna come through, as we have now a safe play from iTamaraws. But you know what? Shuriken all around poking competition. MGS Gaia will get the good end of that trade there, having the setup in their favor. The jungle was too far ahead. I think Orphic was just zoned out by the enemy team very correctly. And I think when Orphic used the smite, it was like 680 damage or something for the smite. And Braum just went for the basic attack to get the Rift Herald in their favor. I mean, this is not the most ideal thing ever, because the Rift Herald gives you 300 gold, and that 300 gold is actually quite a waste onto the Braum. But getting the Rift Herald is much more important, especially if you're considering the current standing right now, wherein iTamaraws already got the tower first blood. They need to do something to alleviate the pressure and make it balanced once again, and the Rift Herald can make it 1-1, wherein all the gold and all the objectives are gonna be even for these two teams. So I think that is going to be a safe play and efficient play from MGS Gaia to win this match against iTamaraws when it comes to the early game.
Correct, and as they seeing this chance, Dane Cute guessing for Ao, but now it's taking the river for the vision, but nobody's trying to have it on this side of the river. But as they try to see this game, they might want to push this because they have tried to steal that Rift Herald, but for this moment, nobody's taking more kills, but rather they're focusing on some objectives that can take for another contest of this next Drake that's up for the grabs.
But iTamaraws, you know what? You got the Rift Herald. We're gonna get another turret into the Dragon lane. Although MGS
Oh.
Gaia taking this opportunity going for the mid lane now to then release the Rift Herald to try and get the mid turret to gain the map control. And while they do that, Mountain Dragon is now going to be the priority by MGS Gaia. Objective game is going to be the name of the game for MGS. What is going to be the next action here?
Oh, Orphic, ready for the class. Oh no, it has been exploded, but that Inferno Bomb hasn't make it through, not connected, but it's bounced back. That is now the calling of the Hurricane. Scattered and splattered around, as we say. What was that? Vox taking for the last hit, but it was still on low. But Senor is taking for the last moments here as they're trying to take it down. Gaia for the last kill, and that is now additional damage and wipe by taking that Drake. That is one heck of a play.
Whenever we play indeed, you know what, you got 3 kills, and I think that was just how MGS Gaia went in and prioritized single champions, one by one, with iTamaraws forcing out the flash from time to time in that specific team fight. Wasn't really the best ideal move, because when Fiora flashed away, it left other champions open for MG Gaia to take them down, and I think that was the mistake. It was leaving down behind. I think being risk tolerant and going 100% commitment was the better action, because MGS Gaia at that point in time in the early matchups in that fight was really scattered, and I think when you flashed away, enabled MGS Gaia to now be thinking, you know what, let's form together, let's go on top of each other to then 5v1 from iTamaraws, which won them the fight now 0-4 in favor of them, with only 1k gold lead, but looking favorable and good for MGS.
Oh, they're gonna need some extra power and push to get this power play in for FIT to secure this another objective. As MGS Gaia preys on this vision, they still can push more further, but as we can see, they're trying to balance it out in terms of getting their prioritized items in. Look at Ziggs having the Luden's Echo in, while Jan is probably prioritizing the ROA, or maybe you are seeing Corki getting the Triforce. It's a classic build, but for now you're trying to see Ow and Dane Cute for that one as they try to have it bursted down. Probably gonna take this bottom lane turret, but as they try to take this, they're also farming on the side. But as of this, mid and bottom turret can also explode in minutes as we take it. As we've seen and mentioned it, they are going to trade their towers in from mid. There goes the bottom. Elazar takes over the damage, but will it connect? One more hit, but that is the satchel charge, bouncing him out.
Now, still even for these two teams. iTamaraws has taken 3 turrets. MGS Gaia has done the same thing. The only difference here is MGS Gaia a while ago has taken the Rift Herald, which changed the gold graph a bit in favoring of them. So now, with Baron Nashor now alive, I think this is going to be the next step. We need to take kills, we need to take engagements. Whoever takes it in their favor has the potential to go for the Baron Nashor and bring it down to them. And after they bring it down, get more turrets, get the tier 2 turrets in all lanes, and after that, they need to capitalize onto the advantage after, and then just do whatever comes up next. Whoever gets the lead right now is going to be capitalized. It's going to be the priority, and it's going to be so valuable in the 12 minutes of the matchup to transition into the late game.
I believe so, Infinity, as we try to witness FIT and MU try to exchange this. They need to get more kills, and as well as they need to have more damage to deal with MGS Gaia. It's all about getting that KDA in to make it matter. As we try to have it in the Dragon's Pit, they might see this opportunity to take this way of having an additional Drake. But as you mentioned at the beginning of the game, they would need this. It's like the power of these eternal monsters to take them to the next set of power plays.
Yeah, 10 seconds remaining. MGS Gaia will state their dominance
yes.
onto Dragon's Pit, while FIT iTamaraws, I think, did the smarter way, wherein they just came home, went for the reset, now diving in with an item lead against MGS Gaia. What will be the next action here?
Oh,
as
there's the
FIT
gas.
now crashing down.
Oh, there goes the bomb, and it's connected with the damage of the follow. Look at Ow! Oh, in the perfect set, Cyclone popping in the middle of the Dragon. No, it's not about taking the objective, but it's all about taking them one by one as they try to take this so mad. Look at them go. MGS Gaia having this contest. There goes the revive. There goes the GK taking that way of a second chance of having that momentum. Oh, with the follow up there, Dane Cute goes in for safety, but that is one chance to be left and to be taken. One more member, FIT, with a perfect matchup and counterplay.
Yeah, it's gonna be the team ace. Just a little bit of a delay there from FITI Tamaraws, but they swiped out the enemy team with a banger of a team fight. I think they went very, very safe. They went into the backside. I think MGS Gaia was switching targets from time to time, while FITI Tamaraws was fighting them on a choke point. And that is not something that you want to fight against Ignir, wherein Corky just went for the Gatling gun, shreds down the armor of MGS Gaia, and gets all the damage through and through against iTamaraws. And I think just the micro play of both Orphid and O was phenomenal to beat down MGS Gaia and get the teammate.
Oh yes, that replay is brought to you by ROG for making your immersive gameplay possible by the ROG Phone 5. Making it happen, we are now seeing MGS Gaia try to have a reset. But what was that? As you've mentioned, Infinity, they're trying to have it on a safer state. But that counterplay, they were trying to resist, and also they were trying to receive the damage, and they can hold it further to have the proper entrance of Orphic and of Senior. As that was a good execution of making it work by delaying the time, while the Drake was the perfect opportunity to have it in a perfect diversion.
We spoke about Drake. Now the Baron Nashor will be the next target here. Next objective, readily available into the map. MGS Gaia is still stating their dominance. They want to hand this over to themselves, while iTamaraws is hovering into the base as well. It's a matter on who gets a kill first, who gets the jungler first. Whoever that may be has a lot of potential to get the Baron Nashor and try to finish the game. But iTamaraws, you know what we have on our mind. Let's go into tier 2, turn it into mid lane.
I believe that, but right now FIT is now breaking this last turret to get them to the inhib protection of MGS Gaia. Look at that, Dainchu taking for the back, and the knock goes in. He goes frozen. That's a 5v1. Take it by Tornado. One another kill. That was total isolated damage by MGS Gaia. He was totally by herself, Infinity.
There it is. The jungle now down and killed by iTamaraws. They're gonna take the Baron Nashor with ease.
Will they steal it?
To go for the steal. Gaia will not have a great time. iTamaraws with a smite will get an easy time to get the Baron Nashor. And that is what I'm saying, right? One kill onto the jungle. Who comes first is gonna get the advantage. Who gets the kill first onto the jungle will get the advantage. But this might well be one of the most hard potential to get the steal against those certain objectives. Without them, I think it's just too hard to do. I think it is indeed gonna be possible, but just the amount of security that it gives onto epic monsters and monsters alike is just too much to belittle, and I think MGS Gaia Danik was just too far in deep into the jungle side, which enabled iTamaraws to just go in, get the kill onto the jungle of the MGS, and just finish the Baron buff, and now going for all lane pressure.
Yep, we've seen it. Dane Cute was totally isolated in the jungle area. They know he's the only person who can steal it with his mirror and as well as the smite. So they went in for the kill by making isolated and trying to take that Baron all for themselves. As FIT sees that opportunity, they are now marching and taking this inhibitor tower with all forces in. Will they put it in an aggressive position? But right now we have and Zenith. He's golden. He can't resist the power coming in from with the slash and the dice. Right there we have a follow-up. The 5-man responds and taken for the hand of Baron for the safety of that knock-up. But the Mega and Pharaoh must make it through the damage. Will it connect? Another revive for the GA. Will it be a possible wipe for safety? No, you can't. One more hit goes in for the auto. And that is one more hit. End score from MGS Gaia. Taking this, FIT has already secured and taken down the base.
FIT, you baited out the enemy team to finish the game. What a play coming in from iTamaraws in that game number 1 against Mapua University. And I think iTamaraws, you know what, job in going in and getting those secured kills. I mean, MGS Gaia, don't get me wrong, you did a great job as well. They got the early lead. But when it comes to the mid-game, late game, I think iTamaraws just stepped in one step ahead of MGS Gaia. They got the objectives onto the Baron Nashor. They got the free kill. They got the solo kill onto Danny Cute, which wasn't really the most ideal thing from MGS Gaia. Not being able to utilize the amount of advantage that they've got in the first 5 minutes was an offset from iTamaraws to punish game number one.
Oh, I believe that was one heck. They were of a play that they can also resist. Could also resist. As of now, I'm even lost for words in trying to describe what happened. As you've mentioned, they were trying to divert it. They were trying to bait it. Actually, I think that was the fall of Dane Cute or Dane Cute. How do you pronounce it? If I pronounce it right, Infinity. But
I also am not sure. I
yeah,
call him Danny Cutie,
yeah,
but
yeah.
probably Dane Cute is
Mhm.
the
It's
better
fine.
one.
Yep,
Yeah.
I think that was the fall of the side of MGS Gaia, where he was overextending, trying to put in some vision in the Baron, and they have seen the opportunity to take. It was all ultimates in and taking down Dane Cute. She has, if he should, she's a girl or a he, trying to take that steal for the Baron, but it was all hands on deck while taking that chance of having the Baron, and that was, as you've mentioned, the choke point, and that was the chance of iTamaraws to get in for another push, and as well as taking the game one in our
Mhm.
group stage in day three.
And now I'm curious, what will
Mm-hmm.
happen in game number two of this series? Is
Mm-hmm.
MJ's Gaia gonna do the same thing, but change
Oh.
how they execute it in the mid game, late game?
Mm-hmm.
Because I do believe MJ's Gaia, you know what, they did a great job when it comes to early game. It was just punished from item aroused when it comes to the late game potential from them. And I think they could do the same thing. I mean, their draft is phenomenal as well.
Mm-hmm.
It has a great potential. They just need to execute perfectly when it comes to the mid game, late game. Wherein they need to force out some mistakes from item aroused the same way what happened in game number one, wherein they could punish. After they punish, they could next go for the objective. Wherein I think getting the jungle is one of the most highly prioritized right now when it
Yes.
comes to the mid game, late game.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you remove the jungle, you can just go for the dragon very easily. You can go for the Baron Nashor very easily, and it was showed firsthand from item aroused a while ago from game number one as well.
Oh yes, and as we've seen the score 7-7, the standing was not that far from one another, even the goal. But what advantage that the advantage they took was they were trying to hold the early game advantage that MGS guy has already started, even though they had more kills. But in the side of composition of iTamaraws, they were trying to sustain. They were trying to absorb trying to absorb and delay the game that they can have an advantage to farm and take objectives that can be beneficial, which was the turning point, was the fall of Wukong. And as they want to see it on another perspective, they have taken the leap in the set that all of them has seen the potential of taking down one jungle. As you've mentioned, one fall is one big opportunity to take down another wave of coming back into that table.
Now we're jumping ahead into the draft. Garen now being banned
Mm-hmm.
in. Camille being hovered in by iTamaraws as their first ban. We're expecting maybe the Ziggs to also follow through. I mean, the Akali is also going to be available in this matchup. The Braum as well. There are a lot of bans that could be showed up. But I like what I'm seeing right now. The flexible bans are now coming in.
Yes.
They don't want to give the Camille onto MGS Gaia from iTamaraws, considering
Mm-hmm.
that MGS is a blue side selection, meaning that they are going to be the first pick here. And MGS is banning those flexible as well that they could pick up into the first rotation for iTamaraws. Gragas to be more specific. So
Yes.
I like what I'm seeing right now. And to add on to that one, I mean, the Ziggs being banned away just delays and just disrupts how MGS Gaia has played a while ago in game number one, wherein they're just taking turrets from turrets, take through three turrets rather, like in the first 4 5 minutes of that matchup, which was just so much to deal with. And iTamaraws is respecting that to happen now. It's depending on MGS Gaia what the first pick might be.
Oh, yes, I'm so curious, but now they have already disabled Garen and Gragas. As stubborn as he is, control might be destroyed if Gragas shows in back. And the next, probably they don't want to see Ziggs again because the counterplay and the sidestep is mostly can take effect if ever there's a lot of side chases going in, a lot of follow-ups, a lot of TP, dropping downs in terms of having their vision around the map. You know, it's all about the control and having the vision. But for the priority pick of Zenith, you have Diana, and is still she's one of the nerfed champions in Wild Rift, and maybe they're trying to see this potential as a control and as a response if ever there's ganks and ambushes that might come along the way. And also for the first and second pick of iTamaraws from AO, we have Acklin as well as Orphic going with Fiora this time around, Infinity.
I love this. I love this. Diana, Galio,
Oh,
potentially
yes.
Oriana as well from MGS Gaia. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot more favorite
Mm-hmm.
lane aside from Oriana, but having this type of setup with Diana and Galio, I think is actually kind of great because Diana can come in, moonfall it up, Galio can go for the hero's entrance and go
Oh,
for the one
yes.
combo. And on top of all that, you also have Oriana with the synergy as well with the shockwave. So I
Mm-hmm.
think Gaia is doing the same thing with a wombo combo type of composition wherein Atamara's having the Akali, having the Fiora, Kaisa, and Rakan goes for the 4-1 setup with a huge balance onto maybe single target champions and single target damage output into AoE type of damage output as well. Having Rakan as their main AoE CC total for their team right now. Was MGS Gaia now going in for the third rotation of their draft?
I believe so. And for the fourth pick, you have Vox as Tristana and McQT Forever. What a unique IGN we have here for Wukong. He's still going back in the game, and he is one potential champion in terms of dashing and as well as engaging, rather, and of course objective stealing as well. And as we see this, they're going with Kai'Sa and as well as Rakan for their lineup for the last two picks in the side of iTamaraws. If they want to sustain this, you also need another a way of getting more champions with additional firepower and as well as burst, and maybe they have prioritized for the first pick Fiora for that, and as well as Vi to counter the jungle. This might be a Wukong jungler, so maybe they need to have a faster clear in taking this. As you've mentioned, the response and the composition of MGS Gaia is focused on in a global scale of the map that they can totally see, and as well as have follow-ups in terms of getting possible deaths along the side. And as we see this, we have iTamaraws to fit in with another control as well as burst in this game too.
Yeah. Vi counter that they're planning to go to against a Tristana. I think this
Yes.
is looking great because Tristana rocket jump all around, especially in a 5v5 setup. If you get kills from kills to kills, you have Vi to put him down with Assault and Barrier and burst him down into the ground and just disabling how MGS Gaia would do it. But considering that you have a Tristana from MGS Gaia, I am looking at the late game for their team. Tristana right now is a good scaling champion wherein if you build a lot of critical damage in terms of
Yes.
12 minutes game, when you build 3 to 4 core items already, this is gonna be damage haven coming in from MGS. So I think Mapua University is gonna play it very slowly when it comes to the early, potentially having a bit of an aggressive type of play in level 5. Let iTamaraws just free farm, and later on, just beat them down.
Oh, taking the first red out of the side of FIT. Oh, you have it. It's still being funneled in for Vox, and this is now the second game of MU MGS Gaia versus FIT iTamaraws. Of course, brought to you by the reigning king of gaming smartphones, the ROG Phone 5 with Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 with 144 Hz of AMOLED display and a massive 6000 mAh battery to take your gaming experience to the next level, and hashtag for those who dare with League of Legends Wild Rift. Available in the nearest ASUS and ROG credit stores nationwide, so hop onto ROG.AcadArena.com to check it out.
So now I think it's just a matter of stalemate. They're respecting each other. Akaisa needs to be absorbed. Executioner's calling and a longsword. Then MGS Gaia needs Tristana to scale out. They're not that great when it comes to level 1 to level 3. They need 5 to deal massive amounts of damage against the enemy team and go for the wombo combo. Because I'm looking at this one, MGS Gaia depending onto the ultimates. iTamaraws rather is now depending onto Niel and Orphic to try and set up a play onto their tiny CC totals in terms of a 5v5. So I think level 5 is going to be very important in this game number 2. Still level 4, so no kills, no plays, no games, no matches will still be started.
I believe so. And you have mentioned of Tristana as one of the best scaling ADCs that can happen in a game. So you're taking Buster Shot in a different level if you have prioritized the Infinity Edge as you release that ball spike, and you have now 2 versus 2 in the mid lane that's trying to exchange and trade some autos that is just going to be saying, oh, I can start a heat right now. I've taken the first objective, and that red Brambleback has already started the beef with FIT iTamaraws.
Though interesting roam there from Orphic. He's still not level 5. He only has the Vault Breaker to go for the CC potential against MGS Gaia. So he's just basically forced to back away. He just wasted time, but rather not waste time because he still cleared out the vision into the bottom side of the map. But I think that was just a potential for him to then go for the jungle after, wait for level 5 before he go for the roam into the mid lane. 3 minutes into the matchup, they're going for the resets for now.
Yes, and for the advantages of this one, Ao and Zenith trying to exchange some burst damages while being in the top lane, and as they try to see this in prioritizing items and as well as objective takes, you have Drake's pit going to be ready up in time soon. As they try to make this in for the reset of the jungle monsters, they will need some time to make it happen. As you mentioned, they're still having delays and having their prioritized items in, but if Senor and Vox get into a proper state that they can also have a test or they can attest and having their proper items in, this will be a greater damage with scaled ADCs. You have Vox prioritizing maybe the IE or the Blade of the Ruin King as an advantage for his for her rapid fire, as well as you can also see the explosive charge can take additional damage as well. And what skill or Vox skill as Tristana is the most essential one is the Buster Shot. You can totally disengage one core hero or one jungler in terms of fights, and as well as chase, and some steals can happen right now in the Drake.
So MGS Gaia is gonna start the Infernal Dragon. FIT iTamaraws over into the backside, diving in.
Oh, right down there with the entrance right in the middle of the fight. We're taking in the Drake, and now has to totally taking that with the sweep of the Infernal Dragons. In safety, you have Tristana making through the damage, and the Grand Challenge has been initiated, but it was already the last hit for safety.
2 for 2 trade off in favor of none. They were matching it up against each other, but you know what? It's gonna be something that you need to take note. I think Gaia's Heroes Entrance did a great job against FIT iTamaraws, which enabled them to then go for that first dragon objective. If it wasn't for Knight with the Heroes Entrance, I think it wouldn't have been favorable for MGS Gaia to take the Infernal Drake. But now that they've secured that, they're really going to be playing onto the late game as Vox good scaling, Knight's good scaling, Zenith also good scaling. Diana needs a roll, a little bit down at the fight.
Oh, with a 2 versus 1 matchup up top. Orphic and Yato just saying, oh, let's take this one. It's totally free, and with the damage can deal that has already been dealt, and they have taken that 1 score. But that was one way of Vox dealing with another way of making that explosive charge and taking that secure of the Drake, which is very essential as you've mentioned. And this one around, Zenith and Ao is trying to have a 1v1 showdown as they try to make it with the clearing of waves this time. But as they try to see this, Rift Herald is up for the taking, and as of this moment, we would probably want to take this opportunity to seize another perfect play this time around.
The Rift Herald will be the next target, though, by MGS Gaia.
Oh, you're starting. Oh, with the Cyclone in. It's going to be a knock-up and the bounce back in. And they have it controlled right here in the Rift Herald. Now slating it together. They have one more member, Yato, going in. There goes the Hero's Entrance with the knock-up. Did it hit? Somebody connected in, but that was one more champion to be dealt with. But right now, we have Eleazar being out in the open, taking it from the back, taking it for the backline with the sidestep and with the follow-up. No, it's not going to be the escape from Vox. And this is going to be taken by FIT. Oh, no. Probably not. They'd rather have to not deciding to overextend, but this was a good chance of having in a reset this time around.
Better to go for the reset to buy some items for the forces that you have taken with the kills taking them against Gaia. So I think that was the most ideal move from FIT and AcadArena to try and utilize how much they have and how they could beat that MGS Gaia and that's Remember overall, but there's now once again.
Oh, follow up once again. There goes the grand challenge, and they have initiated. Now the burst goes in. Will it connect? Ow, running it back. And the back lines have still more power and more champion to be killed. And you have taken Vi out of the picture. One more, and it's still going to be Vox out. You don't have an ADC this time. It's Ow. Another follow-up reinforcement kill. But now you have one more member to be taken this time, and that's an ace for this one.
Yeah, a wonderful team ace from them. Gaia, wombo combo all of that. Now let's the ROG replay of that certain engagement. I think that Fiora was only at the enemy team, but MGS Gaia was just crashing down. They got the kill onto Fiora, they got the kill onto Kali, they straight on ahead. 100% commitment. It is just the time that someone has taken the risk herald in favor of MGS. So looking great right now for game number 2.
Oh yes, as they try to weigh this in this state of the game 10-7, the goal lead is a bit advanced by 2,000, but as they want to secure this, you need to have more turrets broken down. They're mostly focused on exchanging or trading in fights as well, but taking the red bramble back as this is going to be open for 2 versus 3. As they take this red, you have an fall. TP is going in, channeling through. You have the moonfall with the entrance of that hero of Gaia making it for the night. And the scatter out, making it with another challenge. This time they have taken and drawn inside the dragon pit. This time they have taken additional damage. While in the backlines, one more Embriato being taken down by Zenith. And the power is totally high this time. But another ace follow up again for MGS Gaia taking that chance. You've taken a red. Oh, we'll take you all in the dragon pit.
Yeah, the hero's entrance and the moonfall was phenomenal coming from MGS Gaia and able them to go wombo combo synergy into AoE and Totos. And after that, after they got 2 kills from the wombo combo of both Zenith and Night Spark, they just went through and through, got the Ocean Mountain Drake rather in their favor and got more kills after that one, and now 6k gold lead favoring onto them. And this is what I'm saying about here the game. It's just too strong from MGS Gaia, and the question would be, how can they utilize this into the mid-game linking?
Yep, as they try to destroy more turrets up top, they need to check in some items, and as they try to prioritize this, they need to get in a proper counterplay. Look at our Wukong here on the first priority pick. We have the Blade of Yomu's prioritizing with the GA, which is totally the best prior items here. He needs to have another second chance or second life this time, as Ao taking some damage with a buster shot going in for Ao. No, it's going to be pushed back for safety as he tried to take this. I think this is going to be the top turret going to be taken down by MGS Gaia.
That's indeed, but the fight is not over.
Oh, not going through. It's connecting inside in the top turret as they try to take this grand challenge, going for the knockup, but no, it is now the burst of damage following through the Acacian, and it's a follow-up again. The boy is golden. You have MGS Gaia frozen as he takes this GA for taking another leap of life. No, I was going to be falling back this time, and for that revive, will it make it for the safety? Oh, indeed, that is one heck of a play.
Play indeed. Baron Nasser go get the next target here from iTamaraws as the targets for
Night Spark. Is he doing this? Will he take this? Oh, you have one more hero for this Andros. He's trying to take it now. Oh no, it's not in for the safety. That knockup goes in. Not gonna be making it through that steal, but that was one perfect hold for FIT.
Perfect play from FIT iTamaraws. I think they just zoned out the enemy team, focused on the Reptile, considering that they have sort of vision onto the river side of MUWS Gaia. Fit iTamaraws was really able to get the information, and after that,
yes,
you know what, Kali just went into the jungle side to catch up onto the potential healer from MGS Gaia in the form of the Gaia. So I think overall that was the best play that they can do, and
Mm-hmm.
that was just overwhelming to see thus far. Only 3K gold difference, and look at the 5K gold difference from currently earning in the world.
Yep, and that was one risky play, but it made it. It was one. It's one worth sacrifice, and as well as they're all low on HP, and Night Spark just making it through the vision of having it for steal. No, they were trying to make it back into safety while taking this objective in. No, for 15 and 11, they might want to secure some additional items, but for in the side of MGS Gaia, you have Orion has taken already the Luden's Echo, which is a good item to take her commands in a proper and has additional magic damage, and as well as maybe this is going to be the death cap on the second item, and as well as Gallia prioritizing the Omen to sustain the damage that might come from Fiora, and for the tankier build, also for Diana, the Rod of Aegis, which can be an effective scaled up item in terms of having magic damage, as well as tankier on the side, and as well as Tristana prioritizing the IE. I think it's going to be one big damage that they can deal this time. But we have FIT trying to take this Drake. And as for the safety, we have now the Prayed uncontested Dragon. Nobody went in. MUM just guy was saying, let them take it, but it was too late for the party for that steal.
I think MUMG's Gaia is concerned that this is the ocean. The Cow Dragon, not high priority on top of the list. We don't really need it thus far. We need to finish all our objectives first before we go into the dragon. So I think that is what they're doing at the moment, to just delay some fights, get the gold lead back. 2k gold difference only in favor of MUMG and Gaia.
Yep, and as they want to seize this opportunity, they need to take some turret down in the side of FIT. They might have an advantage for counter plays, and in terms of clashes, they can really put up a fight. And 15 to 11, they need to exchange some turrets and maybe take some least isolated champions or players from MGS Gaia to make it through. But for this, they're trying to have their luck on their side. And for the items built with FIT, we have Akalias already has the death cap and as well as the orb. Maybe she's going for the Leandris, which can be a beneficial way of having her perfect execution in additional damage scale, and also Rakan having that Zeke's as for his teammates' defense. And Kai'Sa, you have the IE and as well as the Bork for another damage dealing item, and as well two junglers in the side of Gaia and FIT has that Guardian Angel. They knew what might happen if they charge in faster. It's going to be another maybe this a possible predicted play that they're going to be taken first, but to sustain this they need to have that second life once the battle starts to heat in.
Definitely Baron Nashor will be the next step of iTamaraws. I think they need to get this, especially right now that the turrets are really not looking that great from FIT. iTamaraws falling down one behind. If they get one of the Baron Nashor, they could now push in, especially with Akali now split pushing into the Baron lane as well, and also Fiora split pushing into the Dragon lane. Getting the Baron buff will push in the minion waves, will push in the natural lane pressure, and I think that will be the greatest thing of all time, is to really pressure down the enemy team to just bring them down in their same old game.
Oh, precisely, Infinity. And as they want to take this buff, the Hand of Baron will be the one to take the destructions with their defenses. As they try to have this slowly and steady, the side of Gaia, taking the last remaining objectives and monsters. There goes the knockup. Cyclone goes in. Are they taking this another kill for side of the Orvic? Oh, there is now one fall in the side of iTamaraws to have it on a second scale. Gaia has taken Orphic out of the picture. Now they're taking this confidence of taking the Baron with no contest with a jungle in the side of FIT.
So we have Fiora though going for the foot in the box.
Oh, TP's going in. We have the fire from the backlines as they try to have it contested here. The hero's entrance will fall through. It's going to be too late, but that is now perfect knockup. The perfect timing for the party. Everybody's scattered around as we try to take it one by one. You have Night Spark at the back, but now it is one sealed fate in the side of FIT. Whoa, perfect bait there, and as they try to make it through, they have sealed it with an ace.
Ace once again. We have Kaisa doing a great job. And now with the Fioras to push into the Dragon Arena, while they're the way to in their favor, so now since these are coming up, they want to finish the game later on. So I think that's gonna be the name of the game right now. 200 HP, and that will be it.
Oh, the ace has taken them to the base, and another victory goes in for FITI Tamaraws, making it through the challenges. That is the second score of our game 3 today in the ROG UAC Season 2, and this is Wild Rift.
Yeah, what a game from that one. OSX, I was just so excited. I was so hyped to see it happening. Because if you're looking at the kill standing, it's super similar in terms of gold amount. You have, kill amount rather. You have a lot with 17 for the side of MGS guys, 16 for the side of the iTamaraws. And I want to see the same thing for game number 2. This close of a matchup wherein the other team has no idea where you might be and just come up all of a sudden and just surprise them with a surprise attack.
Yep, and as a stronger force has been composed and it has been initiating some sneaky kills on the back, they were trying to prioritize the killing or having a priority of taking the enemy jungler down while they can get that another objective. On what just happened, they might get this additional points in having their ranks up in the playoffs as FIT taking this game. That's a clean 2-0. And for our games of the day, you're witnessing more action and fun as this is brought to you by our partners and our amazing sponsors. The UAC 2021 is powered by Globe Telecom, our official telco sponsor. And of course, ASUS ROG Phone 5, Logitech G, Riot Games, and Twitch Student are our platform partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that will be it.
Why don't you watch me do my thing? Reinvent and show the world, yeah. She's to be more, she's to be better, she's to evolve, she's to evolve, she's to be more, she's to be better, she's to evolve, she's to evolve.